should be good. Okay, gonna turn it down slightly so my voice is over it. Almost closed it out. That would not have been good. Little there. So yeah, today I'm gonna be like I've finished the redesign of, like, I call him Kobold Boy for just as a differentiation between me and him. Like, I finished the art earlier today. It's like the model sheet, that is, so I can actually start working on the model. I don't know why I'm struggling. There is the lot of add-ons. Okay, I messed up already. That's great. First, set this to matcap random. That's the wireframe color. There we go. Here on there. So I'm starting with the torso here. And the goal here is to create a rough block out to sculpt from. That way I can actually, like, it makes it easier. That's like standard fare. I'm trying to think of things to say, and I'm like, I'm very wordy, I've noticed. Upper. Save. Don't hide it. I said don't hide it. This. Set the scale. This. I need to like have just a little bit more geometry. Do that. Pull these in a bit. Not like a box. That is way off. See if I can make this any less weird looking. This down and bring these in. Yeah. Save. I'm gonna leave the torso alone. Like, and I'm gonna try and build up the neck bones from this. A little bit of a reset on the way. Another cube. So, where? And maybe add in a bit of a center line just to make separating up. Give the hips something to. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I keep fat fingering the. Like, if any of you use Blender, tell me if you like if this is just like a me thing or like how many times do you fat finger the hide button when you want to grab something. In a bit. Now, another cube. This. Here's where things get interesting. Empty. Score MIR. Mirror. Adding in a mirror modifier. The mirror empty. Want this as centered. Do I have my gimbals on? Yes, I do. We don't want this mirrored here. Oh, there used to be pulled back. There we go. G dash I. Off. Now comes the tricky part where I actually do want these somewhat mirrored. Vertex, and if I turn this on, what's going on? I'm glad you could come. I'm modeling. I've recently redesigned my Kobold Avatar, and I'm currently modeling the said redesign. So that's what I'm doing here. I think I might have. Okay, no, I thought I filled in a wrong vertice. Vert or vertice? I guess both are technically accurate. So, what I'm doing right now is creating a rough block out to sculpt with, so I can sculpt on top of it. This this back muscle of the calf to. Actually, hold on. I'm going to do this. That down the middle. Get rid of the entire. Get rid of all of that for. Now, basically I have a viewport on the side that I can see if I'm doing anything if anything looks weird without me having to constantly toggle between modes. Like, even though the reference has it, I'm not too thrilled on how, how the legs look. So I'm going to try. Alright, make them look more like how I want them. Bit wide. Bit wider. I also do want to avoid a lean. Like I want the center of gravity to not be in his like relatively where his pelvis would be. So yeah. I want to bring the edge of the thighs up a bit into the hips a bit more. These need to be. This needs to be a bit like that. This. Also, yeah, that's looking fine. One more loop here. Like I try to keep during this stage, even though pretty much none of this is going to get, I think that is sticking out way too far. None of this is going to get used in its current form. Like face count isn't really concern in terms of like processing power. I still, in my mind, it's still a good idea to keep the face count on the low end, so you don't. So if you need to adjust something pretty far, like you're not like you need to adjust a thing, you're not selecting like 50,000 different faces. I think that's sticking out way too much. Let's try scaling it down. This. Yep. Now we need another one. Foot. Okay, and then we select no, we want to do copy to selected, and if I'm right, yes, there we go. Be down there. That up. Outward slight. Let's see how that. See if I get. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get that to. Where is the 3D cursor? Oh, what'd I just do? I accidentally clicked the auto mirror button. That's doing. Okay. Yep. Going to see if I can fix this. I don't know how it got up there. I'm gonna see if I can. Oh wait, never. Okay. So what I was trying to do. Oh wait, active element. So we do. Oh, that actually works really well. So do this. Move them like that. I'm gonna hide them because so I don't like constantly have, so I don't have competing information with the the sketch of the, not really a sketch, the model sheet for the feet, so I can move them in later. And they're way too far like that, way too far ahead. This. Don't want it to be like, I know I drew it like this, and I'm kicking myself metaphorically because I did. I want the ankle to be more support oriented on the back of the foot, rather than it be like he's on his toes all the time. This, and increase the mean crease. That way they're flattened against the. That way they're pretty much flattened against the floor. That way, this is where it's good to increase the subdivisions on the. I actually increased the amount of. I gave him 4 toes this time instead of the 3 he used to have. That inward a bit. Still want to do L. Yeah. That doesn't change it that much. So now comes the interesting part of. So if I think I know how to do this. So I'm gonna get a cube. Go to geometry nodes, and there's the editor. So the way I want to do this is like I want to basically model 1 toe, and then have all the other 3 of them be just modeled the same, but the outer ones are smaller. So. And pushed further back. So my solution, transform geometry. We want that there. Bounding box. And want to separate X, Y, Z. Actually, wait, no, it's better if we do this. Vector math. These are by 2 because it. I don't really know off the top of my head. It moves it to the edge of it, so it's halfway. It's like this is. I'm basically rebuilding the mirror modifier, but more customizable. Want another multiply, and now we can just. And now we can turn off the values that are not. We don't need. And there it is. So, but I'm realizing I don't need the. All right, then we want to join geometry. Okay, transform and move that there. And now the problem happens where I need to. Okay. Just put that as just same. It's the same amount. So we can 0.01. I don't want them touching exactly. So now I need to do basically the same thing over. We'll just make this as a. I'll make this a group, and then we duplicate it. Hey. And now we want the. Going to instead pull that as a. 1.01. 1.01. Then we want the vector. Where's the vector? This over here. There's a scale parameter. There we go. This is all set to 1. And if I'm right, okay, why is it doing? Oh, because I don't have it hooked up. Why is that doing that there? Okay. Not expect to troubleshoot geometry nodes today, but hey. Maybe if I... Okay, well, I'll focus on that later. Oh. Okay, so that's the problem. That's a slight problem. Okay. We need another vector math. Multiply this by -1. Then like that. We don't want that to both of them. There we go. I don't know why it's doing the... I don't know why it's moving both of them. Or hold on, what if I do this? Okay, that is... Maybe if I do this, and then this... Maybe if... Okay, so we're just gonna mute. That doesn't work. For some reason, it's... Okay, we're gonna ungroup this just to make my life easier. So do that. Where's what? We want a 1.01 to here and here. That separates that. So now we want to do the same thing again over here. Like, okay, this is fine. I'm gonna group this. Okay, correction. Going to... what did I do wrong this time? Okay. So do that. We can delete that. Okay. So this is the vector 1.01. 1.01, okay. Forward, sorry. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. I completely missed your message. Sorry. Yeah, like, I know what I'm doing. The problem is I don't know why it's not working. Wait, no, I do. So we want the bounding. We want this. Aha! There we go. This and... So I now know why... So I'm not gonna do a group again, because the last time I did... So we want that. Oh, I'm gonna do a group again, just so I don't screw anything up. That, move that in there. In and max. And on this. That should be... That's not doing anything. because I don't have it hooked, because it would be, okay, because I don't have it hooked up to the geometry. That would be helpful. And now there's a, oh no, this needs to be the source geometry. That was my problem. Do that. And that. There we go. 1.01. Not that. Whoops, wrong link. Why is it? Why is it? This is like a programming thing where this is like the coconut and TF2 all over again. So that's like that. That only mutes what? Is that only muting one of them? So 5-1. Okay, that looks to be the same thing. I am not touching that. I'm not touching it. I don't care. It's working. It's vector math scale. We'll do all this. Now why is it going? Man. Oh, wait. I might be... I'm doing this all wrong. So, first we want to... Like, this shouldn't be doing any of that. So, this is that... So the bounding box thing was correct. That's the wrong node. Do this. Then... multiply. Do that. 1.2. Do that. And then we want to I think I'm doing this. Do this. Put that in there. What's cool about what's cool about this is it'll just repeat what you like. This is the, so if I do it, this will just repeat the same action, the same input action you give it. So I want the source, I want this here. And we want this outside the zone. That. Wait, I thought I was clever, but that's not what I wanted to do. Now what I am thinking... Oh. So... delete that. No, we want the max. This and that. And a vector. 1.101. There. There we go. So now comes the weird part of getting it to scale. Because I can, if I'm right, I can just add a mirror modifier. Yes. Okay. I don't need to do anything weird with them. I don't need to recreate the mirror modifier. I might be. Sometimes I question about myself. And this needs to be. So we get the minimum bounding box of the floor geometry. And then do that. We get the minimum. That's the wrong minimum. Multiply these by that. And if I'm correct, we can just add these together. Okay. There we go. There, that brings it to the floor. That keeps that on. Keeps it there, but we want to reverse that. I know that sounds weird, but it's why we bring this to scale. And we want, I'm basically, like, I've done this before and I'm trying to remember how I do. It's from Smash Ultimate. It's whichever game Snake Man is from, because I don't know Mega Man that well. So if we do this, keep that at 1. Okay, so value, if I'm, okay, so this is the max scale. Then subtract this from 1, that should, and combine X, Y, Z, that should keep it like that. And if I'm right, yes! That took way too long to figure out. There's part of me that wants to make a full geometry, like do this fully in geometry nodes, but since I can do it here, I'm not going to. I will do one thing though, switch, and then this in here. This is the, let's call this debugger. Just want the base geometry if it's true, and if it's false, all the way over here. And now it's centered. Like this should be, no, this is still Mega Man. I thought this was from Metal Gear. So now I can bring this down. I said bring this down. This is where we duplicate. This is where doing the mirror. Turn the debugger off. It's still working. And the mirrors. And the mirror design, the mirror thing is working. And the best part is I can just duplicate the node setup over to the claws as well. Oh. So, just gonna scale that down. No, okay, it's still, maybe turn off merge there. That. Like, I'm always scared to use a subdivision, a subdivision modifier in geometry nodes because from my experience, it doesn't always go smoothly for whatever reason. I'm gonna hide the foot for now. Like normally I would, but I can always adjust the position. I can always adjust the like this once I apply the modifier, so I'm not too worried about full accuracy. Now if we turn on the debugger, I forgot I'm gonna need to move these back a bit, and then we will. Just going to. I'm not gonna worry about. Actually, I can very easily do that. So we want to add another one. Set that to 0. This. Then let's set this at 0 to 5. That's too much. 1 7. Close enough. 1 5. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. I have the. Now I can just model the rest of the toe. So do this. Bring that down. So do that. And just gonna pull that up a bit. Make and bring this over here. Pull the bit.ly. I don't know I guess a joint. I don't know what this would be called. But I do know that's a bit too. That doesn't look right. Is there a weird double what in the world? Okay. Turn off the subdivision. Turn off this mirroring. Turn everything off. That's why. So now it should look right. There we go. Trying to bring this out like that. Now, that in like this. There we go. Now I need to make these a bit smaller. Like that. Apply to scale. Because they actually no, they look fine. They look more than fine. like sculpting this is going to be interesting if I think it's gonna work the way that it looks like it's going to. Now we duplicate the mirror modifier. See, like, this is like the modifier system. Blender's modifier system is legitimately one of the best, like the best, like, oh, what I don't, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Blender's modifier, like I was saying, the modifier system is one of the coolest ways to approach 3D modeling, in my opinion, because you can do a lot non-destructively, which is a huge plus for me, because I tend to like not bake things down in case I want to change it later. Just now that his legs are angled like that, I need to bring the rest of the torso. I need to realign the rest of the torso, but that's fine. Do that, pull that back. Bring his legs in. Want to avoid these looking like rectangles. You're not gonna be perfect, but they don't need to be. So I'm gonna sculpt these out anyway. There we go. Shades. I'll put shades. I'll smooth shade all of them just so they don't look as weird. Oh, extrude, scale, scale. There, so they kind of they grab onto each other. These are the caps, or will be. Hey. Smooth. Increase the subdivision levels. Now I'm going to here add that. Now it's for the shoulders. Yep, they're off. They're off. This. Shoulders back a bit. This. Nope, not that. We want that. That down. That and that. Inward. Down. Just round this out a bit. I don't want it to be too. I don't want this to be too clipped in. And like I don't want this to be like, I don't think the base mesh for the shoulders should clip into the lower hips of the torso that much. So now I can bring these in a bit. Not like that. Yeah, that is looking pretty good. Cylinder, this is the neck. Don't even need to do that much to this. In terms of difficulty, the neck is probably the easiest thing to model in terms of a block out. So I am gonna delete these N-gons. This, scale, do this, and then scale like that. Scale Y, although I think maybe where's that? There it is. This would work better. I pull it in, that like that, scale that outward. Neck does go up into his head. And like that. This, scale Y, scale on the Y, move down. Shade that smooth. I'm going to bevel that out, bevel the inner neck out a bit, just to smooth it out. And we'll pull the back out a bit. There. And now for the head. So this part is gonna be interesting. Realize my like my music player was blocking my view of OBS. That's what it was. Now, if I'm right, I should just be able to take another cube and bring these across and at least attempt to make this look coherent. Back on selection mode. So now I need to figure out the angle at which this goes, because one of my biggest like problems with the previous design of my Kobold character was the fact that his nose area was the width of his face. Like it was just like a rectangle extruded from his jawline. So I'm trying to round it out. Round it out, but keep it. Like, I don't know what it like. Round it out, but still make it look like it would naturally be a part of his face, if that makes sense. This. Anchor that. That doesn't look half bad. But I might pull these out. Tuck that in. This though, I think the angle needs to be sharper. Oh. That's actually a really neat idea. For like a story, because Gardevoir are like described as loyal until well, past the point of death. So an interesting character study would be a Gardevoir who perceives herself as a failure. What does that look like? Yes, thank you. And on that, like I have a mystery dungeon project I try to work on. How does that work that got me thinking, how does that work in the mystery dungeon? That just now got me thinking, how does like the Gardevoir loyalty thing work in the mystery dungeon world when there are no trainers to protect? Like the one I have is the guild master. His name is William. He's like, and he's just extremely overprotective of everything, so I kind of got that working ready. Now I need to figure out. I'm not gonna figure out the ears right now. That's the wrong mesh cube. This, and then copy to selected. Do this to get the arm length right. That's what I was doing wrong. Yeah, I'll make it small. Out. And like, I'm actually really proud of the way this hand looks, and that is, fingers aren't all the same size. Place. Shoot that like that. Oh, it's brushed against my mic. Now solidify. that. Now, apply that. And fix the width of this later. I actually get around to like getting the right, doing the other side of the hand. Best course of action here be to model the middle finger first. Yeah. This. This out. And then link. That looks really weird. Let's see if I can make this any. There. Then we scaled it. That's on the wrong one. Down, scale that out, link. And then I should be able to, oh yeah, that actually works really well. Do that. Now I can. Nope, don't use a knife tool. Bounding box origin. Like that. This over here. And I got pretty good looking fingers very easily. Pretty easily. Oh right, they're all, it's all symmetrical. We delete those. And now want to move all the different limb parts of the thumb. Make the knuckle area so it's small. This. Bit clearer. That is a really weird looking thumb. Doesn't it has potential though. I think modeling the fingers like this was a mistake because I can barely see what I'm grabbing onto. But that does no. Then that is 90, and now we can line things up. Oh, we don't want that. That. We'll move the palm of the hand. I think the index is longer than the middle finger. Why am I doing it like this? I can align it like. Sometimes I wonder about myself. I'm gonna move the knuckles out just so I can pose the parts of the little, whatever the middle part of the finger is. Okay, so I want to not pose. I keep wanting to say pose. There, and now get the knuckles. So there. Now we breathe. That. And that. I think I might. Yeah, I need to make this middle section bigger. In individual origins and by the normal scale. Okay, so okay, yeah, local as well. Scale, shift scale on the X and the Z. There we go. Now I can focus on seeing the rest of the finger. This, and now we need to do that. And there, that's a pretty decent looking handset. But it's not done yet because I need to I'm gonna subdivide that so it this I would like to one of those things that look at like one of those trust the process moments. So where sometimes abandoning the reference is the best course of action. Okay, that's getting there. Okay, we're gonna turn off the sub D modifier for now. This. Because now I can bring these in. Yep, it'll look better when I sculpt. I forgot I brought these majorly out. Nope. Just gonna bend the arms a little bit. This. I think the hands actually might need to be a tiny bit bigger. The same way. This needs to be rotated a bit like that. Stopped working. That's great. Where did my activate? There we go. Okay. That is pretty good progress for like an hour and 10 minutes. So I should be continuing with this next live stream next week, where I will hopefully get to actually sculpting the where's my we'll hopefully get to actually sculpting the block how I did. And yeah, it's I want to get this guy done before the next main channel video comes out. So then I'll be posting periodic updates. I work on it. When I work on them, I'll be posting periodic updates in the Discord server. So yeah, and that pretty much covers it. So until the next time, until the next video, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.